Hi, welcome to She Spice. As of late, Cory Feldman has been straightforward about the manners in which Hollywood can take advantage of youthful abilities with the assistance of their controllers. Throughout recent months, various disclosures have revealed insight into different parts of Hollywood, including the wrongdoing of the world class and the double dealing of people featured by a disputable film as the business hazier side. Turns out to be more uncovered extra disclosures. Keep on arising. I'm expressing that there are individuals that did this to both me and Cory that are as yet sorting out they're still there. And they're the absolute most extravagant, most influential individuals in the ladies and media outlets have been sharing their encounters, uncovering the agitating real factors behind Hollywood's charm and marvelousness anyway, not this multitude of encounters, and claims get the earnestness they merit as exemplified by Cory Feldman's case, regardless of his endeavors to revolt against the AE he looked in the business. Feldman's cases frequently went unheard or were not treated in a serious way. By and by, he continued on and figured out how to uncover reality with regards to his encounters there. A person since I was 11 years of age. He was essential for the sci-fi grants, or anything it was known as the Saturn. Grants your representative. He was not my many hopeful entertainers see Hollywood as the zenith of their fantasies. However, the truth of the business has been becoming known lately. Various big names have shared upsetting insights concerning their encounters, uncovering the more obscure side of Hollywood. These disclosures have started conversations, and now and again, reaction from general society in a real sense, very much like a stalker holder on Buddy, that fundamentally got into my life since he worked for the Saturn grants and was attempting to give me an honor. So he, like Cory Feldman's cases about his encounters in Hollywood, stand out they merit. He entered the business as a kid entertainer and acquired popularity for his job in the 1985 film The Goonies. Sadly, like quite a large number youthful entertainers, Cory confronted improper ways of behaving from people inside the business and from his own family. These encounters feature the hazier parts of Hollywood than youthful entertainers might confront. I began to lose a tad of, and afterward, by reserve, came into my were you previously doing coke on backup? Cory Feldman started his acting vocation at the youthful age of 3. Very early in life, a youngster can't give informed consent or completely comprehend the ramifications of entering media outlets. The obligation frequently falls on the guardians, and it is apparent that Cory's mom knew about the potential monetary benefits related to her kid's vocation. This promising beginning in the business significantly molded Cory's life as he proceeded to confront the difficulties and more obscure parts of Hollywood by doing it with someone on the arrangement of The Lost Young Men. This little hot minimal Asian lady who I was staying there one evening because I was like nodding off and I was discouraged during Cory Feldman's profession. Pinnacle probably brought in a significant amount of cash anyway. Cory has claimed that his mom took advantage of his profit, a typical issue looked at by numerous young stars in media outlets. Because of these difficulties and the need to safeguard their income, some kid stars like Cory have taken legitimate moves toward freeing themselves from their folks' control. These activities have added to the working circumstances for kid entertainers as the business has become more delicate to the privileges and prosperity of youthful entertainers. A little baffled, like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to remain up the entire evening? And this little Asian woman comes dependent upon me, and she's like, hello, you ought to simply do how your mother stays conscious. And I resembled, what's that? And she's like, during the 1980s, there was less mindfulness and information among entertainers, particularly youthful ones, about how to shield themselves from potential in Hollywood. Cory Feldman's encounters during that time filled in as a useful example for people in the future of entertainers entering the industry. His story features the significance of shielding youthful gifts and guaranteeing their prosperity in a climate that can frequently be you get to those ages out of nowhere. They start treating you more like you're a grown-up, and the work code actually applies in 2013. Cory Feldman made a gutsy stride by delivering a journal in which he itemized the abuse he and his co-star Corey Haim endured because of influential men in Hollywood. As per Feldman, these happened when they were only 11 to 13 years of age. His disclosures shed light on the way of behaving inside the business and the weakness of youthful entertainers, starting discussions about the requirement for more noteworthy securities and responsibility in Hollywood. It's so natural and innocent that I should assume that my mother's doing it. How terrible might it be at any point? Cory Feldman's disclosures about the A&E he looked during his vocation, especially during his life as a youngster, were not restricted to his encounters in Hollywood. He likewise imparted that his battles to substance and in later life were to some extent a consequence of the injury he persevered during those troublesome years we're talking. We're sitting in this young lady's loft. She takes me out driving. She shows me how to drive a stick shift high on time. And during one of his meetings, he said, "I'd Cory Feldman's choice to stand up, furthermore, possibly uncover the names of the people who hurt him." And Cory Ruffage highlights the continuous issues of abuse in media outlets, especially concerning kid entertainers like Stream Safeguards, who confronted difficulties and double-dealing early. On Feldman's disclosures feature the dire requirement for expanded mindfulness and insurance for kid entertainers by revealing insight into these. Feldman has started vital discussions that could prompt tremendous changes in how the business addresses and forestalls the abuse of its most youthful individuals, guaranteeing their prosperity and security. You're in shock. I mean, youngsters shouldn't deal with that kind of stuff. Cory Feldman has been vocal about supposed dull exercises inside Hollywood all along anyway. As he turned out to be progressively candid, certain people inside the business started to stifle his voice, frustrating him from further exposure. One outstanding person who endeavored to quiet him was Barbara Walters. "You don't need me to express out loud whatever I'm saying right now." Okay, Barbara Walters, prestigious for her examining meetings, could have pushed the limits in an as-of-late uncovered video cut from an October 2013 episode of The View. During the section, the carefully prepared media character dove into the delicate subject of Cory Feldman's beyond an encounters. Feldman had shown up on the show to examine his journal movement, saying in your book, "When you converse with guardians, you need me here right now. Trust Cory." He further continued, saying they would toss these gatherings where you'd stroll in, and it would be generally children, and there would be a small bunch of grown-up men. They would likewise be at the film grants and Kids Foundation capabilities. Numerous eyewitnesses commented that Barbara Walters seemed to focus on Hollywood's standing over Cory Feldman's claims of youth papers during her meeting with him. I'm simply attempting to say that it's a vital series. The video cut started to acquire huge on-the-web consideration amidst the rising flood of abuse charges against noticeable figures in Hollywood, including filmmaker Harvey Weinstein. Different entertainers were additionally sharing their encounters with SA in the business. Various virtual entertainment clients energized behind Cory Feldman's claims, with many taking note that his story was one of the earliest to ring a bell when the New York Times and the New Yorker distributed cursing reports about Weinstein. Barbara Walters thought often more about safeguarding Hollywood elites than pursuing the peas. Another additional Barbara Walters was extraordinary, and then she made light of Hollywood peas in the Cory Feldman interview. She had been purchased for a really long time by the elites. The online entertainment, the local area started requesting a statement of regret from Barbara Walters because of the re-emerged video in which Cory Feldman talked about the abuse of kids in Hollywood. This episode marked just one occasion where Walters faced public examination for her talking methods. The veteran ABC has confronted past analysis for apparently leaning toward strong figures inside the Hollywood industry. Proac, no stop, physician-endorsed drugs didn't work. Proac didn't work. Are you a decent mother? Yes, I'm a phenomenal mother. At any point, take drugs before your kid, my God. Walters perceived her steadiness as that of a questioner. She attracted analysis in 2000 when she more than once examined Ricky Monique regarding his so-called encounter that caused the vocalist to feel disregarded. In a 2000 meeting, the prestigious writer tenaciously examined pop star Ricky Monique concerning determined bits of gossip with respect to his so-called gossip. Monique was partaking in the pinnacle of his notoriety following the outcome of his hit tune, Live La Vita Loca, and reliably denied the bits of hearsay, notwithstanding Walters' emphasis on testing the subject. Anyway, in reality, Barbara generally showed her position to the entertainers and halted Cory from telling the truth about the business, which straightforwardly connected her to one of the controllers who have been associated with such dull exercises. Barbara Walters is right now entrapped in a few. Subscribe SheSpice for more videos.